To save time on data entry, Overwatch Live gives you the ability to import destinations, so this tutorial is going to cover that. To begin, go to the Control panel and select Import Destinations. The first thing you need to do is download the most recent version of the data import template. So you click that link and it takes you to a place where you can download the template along with some written instructions, which I'm going to go over in this tutorial as well. So, to expedite things, I've already downloaded the template and filled in an example destination. So we'll go through what you have to do here. The first field is destination ID, and you should leave that blank because Overwatch Live assigns an ID automatically to each destination. Under destination name, this is a required field, and it's simply the name of the destination. It could be the name of a restaurant or a location on your campus or anything like that. The next field is alternate name, and although this field isn't heavily used, it is still required. So for now, just re-enter the destination name in the alternate name field. Address is not required, but if you do know the address, you can certainly enter it along with a second line of the address if necessary. And also, if you'd like, you can enter the city. I'll scroll over here a little bit. The state, and you want to make sure you enter the state ID. And again, you can go to the control panel to look up all of the possible state IDs. And finally, you have a zip code. Also, you can enter phone number in the format here, and again, it is not required either. However, some of these last fields are required. Each destination is assigned a type or category, and you can look up the valid destination types for your instance of Overwatch Live on your control panel. Here, I've selected that this destination is on campus. Next, you have call-in required. If you want the residents to be prompted to have an adult call the residence hall once the resident has arrived at this destination, you want to set that to true. If you don't want a prompt for a phone call, simply enter false there. For checkout required, if you want the residents to have to check out with a staff member before they leave the building when going to this destination, enter true. If you don't want them to have to check out, you can enter false here. And also for check-in, if you want the residents to check in with a staff member upon returning to the building, enter true. If you don't want them to have to do that, again, enter false. And again, these four fields here are all required. External ID, that is not required, and what this field is for is it allows you to set an ID to link to maybe another data source. For example, maybe you get a bunch of household addresses from your student management system that your school is using, and each one of them have a specific ID. If you'd like, you can enter that ID here so that you could link back from Overwatch Live to the record in that data source. But again, that's not required. And finally, the last column, or last field rather, is active. If you'd like to make it so that residents can go to this destination, enter true. If not, enter false. So that's what the data import template looks like. So I'm going to close it here and continue on with the process. So I'm going to click browse, and I'm prompted the file system on my local computer here. I'm going to select the destinations file, click upload, and on this screen it'll give you a list of all the destinations that are going to be imported. This looks good to me, so I click import, and there you have it, successfully imported as indicated down there, and you're done. One thing worth noting is that during this process, if you supply an address, the destination is assigned a geocode for future map functionality. So you're restricted to importing 200 destinations at a time. So please keep that in mind when setting up your template. Just to show you how this works, I'm going to go back to the control panel, click Add Edit Destinations, and there's my example destination that I just entered with all of the same things, and you can see the geocodes were automatically calculated here for future functionality. And that's how you import destinations.